ensure that the family. Honoring the traditions of Gandhi's coffee has been very important in any aspect, or say in any aspect of the business. Like looking ahead, what I am trying or we are trying together after discussions with grandfather or say father and the family, we have come across many new technologies, many new types or say branding strategies to come ahead with. But one of the key aspect where we are trying to have a good website where people are more accessible, where they get to know about us. They also get to know about how we are sourcing a coffee, like having an end-to-end solution. Like for a cafe, if they want to come in and place an order with us, they have a end-to-end solution to us, right from like sourcing the right bean to having the right cup of coffee to having the right recipe which goes behind a cup of coffee. Everything can be looked. And for the social media with the new ideas, I can't expect my grandfather or father to be a part and be an active part of the social media campaign or the social media trends which are going on right now. So I've been very much into being of the young generation, getting into social media, having that aspect also, because it's one of the very important business strategies nowadays. And I've been actively involved in getting Gandhi's coffee on social media, say LinkedIn or various other platforms. So helping them, but the tradition, as the question says, it's very important for me to be very true to myself, true to what Gandhi's coffee has been since 1958. I'm sure we together would adhere to it and follow all the rules, the regulations, or the vision of the company, the vision of the roasters, vision of myself to be a part of this complete campaign with Gandhi's coffee. I've learned a lot from my father, who learned from his father. So it has been a journey where each and every person in the family has passed on his or her knowledge to the upcoming family mein wo pass on kare ja rahe. So that's how it started for me. It has been the Diwali breaks during the school time, the summer breaks, which helped me. My dad was like behind me to come to the shop and learn a few things at the shop. Being there at the shop helped me connect communicate with him, with the other visitors who are coming in, and helping them around ki what coffee is. Like looking at the coffee thing, it was always a grinder which used to run at the store. I've never visited the roastery as such. But once I went to the roastery, it was a different scenario altogether. A more of an industrial look, more of a factory setup where green beans were sourced from the Coffee Board of India, from different estates of coffee, learning about them, what coffee estate is, what coffee is, what Arabica is, what Robusta is. There was a curious question. But there was a gap where I always had interested into the engineering field, engineering part, where I chosen into architecture. Architecture was something where I got back connected to coffee, because coffee always helped me, especially to be awake and do my submissions, do my work throughout the night. And post my graduation, it was coffee was a drink where we met people over meetings. So it always had a keen thought where why don't I tell people about my coffee business, about our coffee business, which is about Gandhi's coffee. Like it went very indirectly when people started talking about coffee. I used to say like I have a coffee roastery, and people were surprised to know about the coffee roastery part of it. Then during the talks, I intended to invite them over the coffee roastery to understand what coffee roasting is. And eventually I heard dad explaining about the coffee roastery there, like a coffee roaster, what does he do? People were very much excited to know what coffee roastery is, how the coffee beans are sourced, and what happens at the roastery. A few brewing sessions happened. Friends actually pushed me having, why don't you all have a cafe? Why don't you all have a cafe at JM Road, say Ferguson College Road, where is a student population? It will help you all in branding, the marketing part of it. But eventually it was something where looking and being focused on the coffee roastery on my part, because I was still and was getting into the thing. So yeah, there are many sessions which were done with friends and family at the coffee roasting unit, or say being a part of the home brewers showcase, being a part with the home brewers, which have been actively involved in our growth, I would say. They have always helped us, motivated us, and pushed us to get into specialty coffee, or say in a good cup of coffee. And we are very much fortunate to have such a great coffee community across Pune, across Maharashtra, across India. There are many coffee brewers, coffee enthusiasts which are coming up, and they're always pushing us to have a better cup of coffee. That has also pushed us to get into the technology aspect of it, get into right sourcing of coffee, more accurate sourcing of coffee. We are looking forward to serve the coffee community with big open heart and big open hands. Talking about engaging the young generation, the millennials, or say the Gen Z crowd, it has been very exciting in a way because they have been active on social media a lot, and including myself, but obvious. Looking at that gap where we weren't present on the social media part, we thought of having ourselves on social media, making a few videos so that we can connect the millennials, the Gen Z crowd, and doing many stuff like being a part, being sponsoring events, maybe being a part of a collaboration event with Eka's Coffee, where we thought of having ourselves present there so people visiting there get to know about us, giving them an experience where we can connect with them over a cup of coffee, brewing some coffees, the home brewers coming together. It has created a big opportunity for us, a big push for us to push ourselves into the direction of, say, specialty coffee. And the black coffee, or say the specialty coffee, has been a big push in the recent times, and we on our part also have tried to get into it to help and understand what specialty coffee is, how we can connect ourselves being commercial roasters to getting into specialty coffee roasters. That is going to be a very different journey altogether, and we are trying our best to get into it and explore the world of coffee through specialty coffee as well, and connecting people through a cup of coffee, which is also called the legacy. Most which I'm excited about, which we at Gandhi's Coffee are excited about, is the renovation of the coffee roastery. Actively involved as an architect, it has helped me envision a thought process behind how the roastery can be and how the roastery should be. So that's where we have come into picture, where me and my partners have contributed in a way to develop it in a way where each and every person who visits the roastery can experience it in a very different way. Like we have our old roaster, which is by Bharat. So having an experience for them of the old roaster, then moving on to the new part of it. That is one of the aspects. The other implementation is the coffee storage part of it, sourcing new coffees from various estates across India, and maybe coming in the near future importing coffees as well. That's our vision, where we can import a few coffees also and serve a better cup always. And the most exciting one is like we have many cafes coming in to us, many cafe owners visiting us. Giving them an experience is a very important part in our industry in the present scenario, or say in the coming scenario. So having a coffee lab where we invite people, we invite home brewers, we invite cafe owners, we invite everyone across the coffee industry who loves coffee, who doesn't love coffee, to come over, have a cup of coffee at our experience center, which soon will be developed, where we would have different brewing sessions happening, like different coffee experiences happening, various coffee talks, kahaniyas, which would be developed soon, and would love everyone to come over, have a cup of coffee, have chit chat, and like let's walk and talk it out. Looking at the future seems bright. Being there in the industry since a long time, that be a technology part, let that be the brewing part or the roastery part. We have been actively involved in updating ourselves with the new gen machines, new technology based machines. We have a new Booler machine, which is completely technology based. Looking at the industry which is growing at a pace into getting into the specialty coffee, India is developing, India is enjoying specialty coffee. We also look forward to serve a better cup into the specialty industry by introducing or having a sample roaster, then getting into more technology based machines also. Then there's a thing where we aim to have our own cafe as well, maybe. We don't know how we would go about it, but then that's something there in our mind, where we are more accessible to the public in their close vicinities and serve them right from a cup of filter coffee to a freshly brewed pour over, an aeropress, a French press, and there are many things I guess which are coming up, and we are very much excited of how we could take that. It's a process where we are improving, and we would surely be at your service.